Hello, Master Daters. Welcome back for another episode of It's Complicated.
The struggle is real when you're dating in the city.
I'm Jen.
And I'm not Jen.
No, you're not.
Nope.
Not today.
Still
not ever.
I'm also not something else that we're going to talk about soon that I'm really fucking pissed about.
Well, it all makes sense now why you're not you or me. You're no one. You're somebody you've never met
According
before.
to Ancestry.com, I'm somebody way different than I thought, but we will get into that later.
And today, guys, we are discussing dating app data with our guest, Taylor Alderson, and we're going to talk about what this means for you and how to use it to your advantage.
That's right, you guys. Taylor is a 29-year-old senior account manager from Berkeley, moved to LA after surviving 6 cold New York City winters. You guys, we're going to talk about dating in New York, too. Former music producer and current lover of doggies.
Oh, yeah.
Puppies!
He really likes Moach. Not
course.
enough to my liking, but like a decent amount.
Enough, and that'll just do.
Yeah.
He has an affinity for data and wants to know why people do what they do. And he also has a slew of fascinating dating stories and disasters, which is why he is here.
Oh, yes. And guys, before we get into everything, it's time for our nightcap, Whisked Away, which is some fucking thing that's hurting my life. Old Forester, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
I think it's good.
Me
No,
too.
you don't like it?
I don't know. Maybe I'll have a few more sips and learn to love it. And it's mixed with some Zevia, which is 0-calorie ginger root beer.
So good.
It is good. And, you know, nothing takes you straight to fantasy land where you may or may not get whisked away, depending on the algorithm, like straight up whiskey and, you know, this special little soda Lauren brought us, which is perfect for today's show, where we are getting straight to the point with some cold, hard data. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Did we cheers already?
No, but I've been drinking it. So,
okay.
You know.
I think I just had a deja vu moment. It's fine. Anyway.
We've only cheers like
That was complicated.
175 times. Yeah. You guys, so I'm going to start. I drank all the wine in California. Did another wine tasting trip. It's like too much. My body hurts. Can't do it anymore. But
Until next weekend or this weekend.
No. But realized that wedding planning is like, yeah, do what you want, but like there's logistics involved.
Yeah.
And so there's all that shit. Like, oh, this is a pretty area, but it's hard to get to. Like, that's gonna just... It's not just like, let's do it here because it's cute. Like, there's other things that are involved. So
Right. Like, people need to travel.
Is Mochi okay?
I don't know. I don't think she likes what you're saying. She probably feels the same way about travel. Like, for instance, the wedding I went to, and I think you relate to this like dilemma, which is I had to fly to Fort Lauderdale and then drive down to Key West to get to my cousin's wedding, and then back to Fort Lauderdale to fly out again, and then back to LA, which was like planes, trains, automobiles, and long enough car rides with your mother than you need sometimes. I love you, call me. But it's it's an extravaganza to get to somebody else's wedding, and you're trying to avoid that by potentially not doing it in Paso Robles.
Exactly, which is where I was.
Exactly.
So it's not going to happen there.
No.
But also while I was there, I got my Ancestry.com results. It says I'm 45% fucking French.
Oh, that's so cool. Who's French in your family?
Nobody, because they're wrong.
Did they switch your results to someone else?
And 2% Italian.
Well, your last name's Leonelli.
I'm sorry. Pretty sure Leonelli doesn't sound French, and I'm pretty sure my grandmother's maiden name was Bendinelli. What? My great-grandmother's maiden name was Genasi. Where the fucking... I understand just because you're born in a country doesn't mean you're that heritage, but like...
I think it does.
No, because you could be... You could be
a mix of all the other things.
No, but you could be, your bloodline comes from somewhere else, but you could happen to live in another country.
Sure.
Like, I'm sorry, it's wrong. So my brother sent me a Reddit article saying, is anybody getting odd amounts of French in their Ancestry.com? Like, this doesn't make sense. I guess it's a thing. We could talk about that data too, but I'm fucking
pissed. Is it a data breach?
I don't know, and I'm getting mad and hot just thinking about it. It's the Italian in me. The Italian in me. And then all weekend, everyone's like, there goes your French temper flaring up again. Like, everyone was making fun of me. I'm not fucking French. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just not. I'm speaking with my hands for you that are not watching.
Well, this makes sense. So you're not Jen, and you're not Italian. What else are you not? And so you are French, though.
I am for sure Italian.
Well, 2%. I mean, I guess that's what it says. 2%. You are still
wrong.
Italian.
I'm doing 23andMe, and it's going to be different. And
I don't know. They fucked my shit up, or maybe they're right, and I just don't like the results.
Why? What did it?
I thought I was going to get back French, Moroccan,
What'd you get
sort
back,
of cool
Jewish?
ethnic, like ethnicity that was like exotic. 99.9% Ashkenazi Jewish. I'm like, cool, thanks for the religion. How about a location? Try me again. And I wrote them, I was like, I'm suing you. I like went off the deep end and was also, I never even paid for the thing. I got it for free in a gifting suite. So I was real upset. I was like, I want a refund. I said all kinds of bananas. They're like,
No,
lady, they're like, your heritage goes so far back where there were no real countries. It was just a region. And you're an Ashkenazi Jewish girl because you are from that region.
Why on the fuck would you think you're not Jewish?
No, I know I'm Jewish, but I didn't think I was just Jewish. I thought I was like a place too.
Well, I'm pretty sure Leonelli is not fucking French, so.
I don't know, guys. That's complicated.
Anyway.
But going back to the wedding I was at in Key West.
Yeah.
So I learned some things, and I imparted that info on you. Like, there's a thing called fake cakes now. People order them from Etsy. They stuff them with Twinkies, so when you cut the fake slice out, just for the sake of the photos, it looks like a real cake. But then you're served sheet cake, which is much less expensive.
Yeah, no, this is a real thing. My friend told me about it like a month ago.
It's so good. It's just so good.
Because wedding cakes are like $5,000.
Yeah, which is stupid because people eat it or don't eat it, and then it goes away.
Guess what?
And
It's the same ingredients as a sheet cake, which is not the same thing as being French / not French or Italian. That's different. My insides are different. Cake, same thing. Don't charge.
It's a really good analogy.
I've been
you
doing
should
it.
work in analogies.
Listen, I'm still so. I called my dad. I'm like, are you lying to me? He was like, what?
You're the
I'm
milkman's
50%
daughter.
Italian. I'm like, well,
Not you.
I don't think you are because I'm 45% French.
Maybe he's not your dad.
He is for sure. I also look exactly like him.
You do. Okay. So, anywho. But
I'm going to let it go.
You are going to let it go.
Not let it go.
You know what else we might not let go? Or maybe we'll ask Taylor what he thinks about this story. But something I'm having a hard time letting go of right in this very moment is our friend said she wants to set me up with a guy. Proceeds to set me up with this guy. We exchange information. He reaches out. He's super like prompt about asking for a date. Date is scheduled Tuesday, 6 p.m. after I get back from Florida. Date. He says,
talked all about it.
I'm going to think of a great thing for us to do over the weekend, and I'll let you know. I say, looking forward to it. Fast forward to
Tuesday.
Yesterday. Yeah, no, I never heard from him. No date. No hear from him. Nothing. Bye. Poof, you're gone. Also, when I say I hate dating apps, I love setups, and I think that that's the way to go, and I just wish people would set me up. Now I hate setups. What's left?
This is the thing. I'm
going to date Mochi.
Clearly, anything can go wrong on any of the platforms. Like, you've met people before dating apps, and those things turned out shitty. So
yes, they did. They sure did.
You just have to be open-minded about meeting someone in all the different ways and that things could go wrong and it can't be blamed on that thing. Like, oh, it's the person who set me up or, oh, it's the dating app. Not that you're doing that. I'm just saying, like, it's just because it fucking wasn't meant to be. That's what I think. It's still annoying, though. Why would you do that? Why would you, like, not respond and do the things? And
hard to say, especially since I was really dying to text our mutual friend. I wanted to text him and say, oh, I can't wait to thank our friend for this amazing setup. Too much sarcasm? Not.
No, I mean, I think you could still do it.
I mean, listen, I really try and live my best Markellian life. That's a thing now. Meghan Markle, if you guys are slow.
Wait, I didn't get that. It's a what?
A Markellian life. I want to be Meghan Markle living my best, potentially royal life. I am practicing every day to potentially be royal and have a squeaky clean existence where somebody might want to make me a princess.
Oh, yeah, I would never want that.
Oh, okay, well, I do want it.
I hope you get it.
If somebody's listening and would like that with me, I am available.
I kind of just want a regular life.
That's cool. Not me again.
Sort of like the one that I have.
You just keep doing you. I, on the other hand, am up for interpretation. So, anyway, that fucking guy. So.
Yeah, well, maybe we can talk about that with our guest because he could have a male perspective and like
he could.
What are the statistics on like that kind of shit? Like getting to the point where you're about to have the date and then no. I understand getting off the app is hard, but like,
I mean, getting off my couch is apparently now hard. So
yeah, I guess so.
I'll just
not for you. It's for other people's problems.
I mean, I guess.
I know. Whatever. All right, guys, we are excited to have our guest here. He is into data and has had his share of dating disasters. Welcome to the studio, Taylor.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey there.
How's your whiskey?
It's really good.
Were you whisked away?
Totally whisked away.
You know, I honestly am not a whiskey drinker, but with this
Zevia.
Fake Zevia root beer. It is pretty damn tasty. Taylor, by the way, is drinking it straight for all the people out there that want to know.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking over at that. I feel like I missed out.
Mean, well, I think what you. This is actually pretty sweet. This whiskey.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh. Also, is Zevia like the Costco version of stevia?
No, it's not. It's not Costco at all, Jen.
What?
This is a no-calorie, all-natural, no artificial sweeteners soda line that is sold at all of the places like Target, Whole Foods, Erewhon,
Sounds like a win to me.
Bristol Farms.
I only shop at Gelson's.
Gelson's has it as well.
Damn it to hell.
And
really thought I had you there.
Very tasty and a very good mixer, just
Anyway.
like La Croix. Anyway, so that's what we're drinking. And
Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor.
What do you think of this fucking nonsense?
Okay, so let me get the download here. So
Yeah.
your friend set you up,
Yeah.
Yes.
and this guy just chose not to. He sent a text saying, "I'm going to do all these plans
Yeah.
for our date." And
Lots
then-
of communication. In fact, I complimented him mentally, not out loud, as somebody who corresponds well and makes plans efficiently and promptly.
Execution, zero on
Zero.
that front.
And
That's-
then when it came down to it, nothing. Silence.
That's, I mean, in my opinion, inexcusable. Like, I mean, I just feel bad for the person who like set you up, because then it's just like I'd feel super awkward if I set up a friend and that friend like didn't follow through. Like that. First of all, that'd be the last time I set them up, because it's like, why am I setting you up if you're not going to actually?
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Strike one, and
Especially since
you're out forever.
You know what's funny is some people take the pressure off themselves, I think, when they're setting people up, because although they are involved, they're kind of removed. It's like so-and-so meets so-and-so via text or like whatever, and then they do the things and the person like remove. When our friend introduced those two, we were with our friend. She was texting this dude, sent a picture of the both of them, and he was responding live via text like,
was
oh my
all
gosh,
happening.
she's cute. Yeah, let's go out. Like, it was almost like he was there in real life,
Yeah, like
and she
in
wasn't.
real time,
Yeah,
just going
totally.
through it.
So it's almost even weirder.
But now I wonder if maybe it was like obligatory that he then said yes because he was put on the spot
No,
and
but
then
if he
didn't
went through
really
the-
want to go out
if he
with
went through
me.
the motions of like actually like corresponding with you and like saying, I mean, he easily could have said no,
Great.
or like he could have just done like look at. I mean, I to play the devil's advocate, like sure, like maybe things come up, you know, and like or like somebody else came back into his life, whatever it may be. Sure, but there's just no excuse for like not saying anything.
Right.
Like, at least like you could explain to the person why.
Explain yourself.
Yeah,
At
explain
least
yourself.
but just be like, listen, tonight's not going to work. I'm so sorry. I have to leave town for work. Fucking lie. I get, because at the end of the day, like, someone's going to make their own, I think, assumptions sometimes on
Whether
that.
it's
Like,
true or not, like, and that's up to them. Like, you just give an excuse if they want to believe it. Like, cool.
At least
if
it's
not,
polite
It's
to
polite to
Go through
say,
the
yeah.
motions
Yeah.
of being a decent human.
Like I've gotten plenty of those excuses as we all have, and like I'm just like, oh, I appreciate that. Like, I mean, I know that's bullshit, but
let it
thank
go.
you.
It is,
Yeah.
or you know what? Maybe
not gonna
it's
change your
not.
mind,
Maybe
like-
it's not, and
Yeah,
maybe
maybe
the
it's
ones
not.
that you believe are bullshit, and the ones that you don't believe aren't bullshit. There's no way to know, but at least it's better and more gracious to at least say, "Hey, can't come.
Yeah.
I'm relacing on my shoes tonight."
But
Gotta
also,
go.
like, it's just like it's one thing. It's one thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're doing that like off of like a dating app. Like it's a little bit. There's like a barrier because like it's all digital. It's all done like.
But
on
you
an
don't
app
know
or
the
on your phone.
person.
Yeah, but like when there's like a connector, that's why I get super nervous when like somebody sets me up, because like I'm just like shit. Now there's gonna be like back channeling. I'm sure the person's gonna talk to this person and like try to
That's a
see
good
what's
point.
up, and like
good point.
I hate that. And then like they get involved. They always get involved. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
like, how'd it go? And then you've got like someone to answer to.
You
Yeah.
haven't texted her back yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Or you
Oh, I
really
got
picked
that.
that place?
Oh, I got
Taylor.
that was really bad. Yeah, I've had that happen to me.
Wait, you have
Rel-
a specific thing that you can think of?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this one is sure. Yeah, it was something happened recently where it was a setup, and through that person, I was getting like it was a friend that set us up, obviously, and she was constantly getting texts of like, so like, did you hear from him? Like, how did it go? Like, is he gonna text me? What do you know what he's gonna say? Like, has he talked about it? And like that person was just like showing me with those texts and me like, hey, would you mind, like, do you mind texting your back right now? And it's like in the middle of the day, so I'm like, ooh, like, yeah, but like I'm in meetings and like going like, it's
you're
work, it's
doing
life. Yeah.
But now this like third party is almost like a dating chaperone, and they're like involved, and they're like, "Have you done your homework
To be
yet?"
fair,
and like,
she
do you
didn't
really
want
want to
to
deal with that?
She didn't want
She
to get
didn't want it. It was the
involved.
girl that he went
Oh.
on the date with. But
Well, you
this
also
is
don't
the
want to
thing.
date that insecure girl.
I think it's like going to, people forget that everyone has a responsibility in the game. It's like going to a live show, whether it's stand-up comedy or a live theatrical show, you're in the audience, but like you have a job as an audience member too. Everyone has a responsibility. Like, don't yell shit out, clap when you're whatever. Like, I mean, you have a responsibility too. Don't be the person who's dating and like get way too involved, like bring somebody else in when they're not really involved. If you're getting set up, you should know that person is hands off now that has set you up. Don't hound them, and vice versa. If you're the setter-upper, don't insert yourself anymore. It's like, do your job, case, stay in your lane.
Do I report back to the setter-upper and say,
you can?
No, you should. I think you should. I would, and just be like, yo, what's with dude? Like, why did you?
Yeah.
Because like that'd be like. If I set my friends up and one of my friends did that, I would have I'd be like, yeah, what are you fucking doing?
Well, now she should know maybe not to set this person up, not to do him that favor, because he doesn't maybe deserve it.
That's not over inserting yourself. That's just like, hey, listen, friend, this happened. End of story.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, no, not mad about it. More just like, huh? Like, do you think I should say anything to the guy?
No, like to the guy that like ghosted like out of nowhere. After all those plans were set, absolutely not. Like.
Right. I mean, there was me thinking to say like, oh man, now I have to talk about you on the podcast. Like I said, a fair warning, like, but you deserve it, you dick.
Yeah.
Well,
damn.
I feel
he
like
set himself up.
I mean,
totally.
honestly,
I don't really feel bad.
No warning. I think just do you now. Too bad for you, dude. Okay,
and he's lucky we don't say names on this show. So shit. Otherwise, he'd be SOL.
I mean, we could, but whatever.
We could,
but we won't.
His name starts with a hunt and ends in an er.
Oh, that was an exclusive.
And he hosts a TV show.
Oh,
Google yourself to death, guys.
And scene. So while you could do some research on this person, Taylor decided to do some research on his. Okay, so this is actually really unique, and I've never heard of anybody doing this except for.
So we'll set it up.
Yeah.
Taylor went and asked the dating apps for his data. Taylor, explain yourself.
Yeah.
What did you ask for and why?
Why did you come up with this idea and then the story?
Yeah, it was just like happened through like a conversation with like a friend talking about like shitty experiences that happened on the app, and I was like, oh, like I wonder like what are the? I was just curious like because each app is different in terms of like obviously their differentiation into the types of people that they target and that like fit on the app, and they use their technology to like target those people in specific ways. And I wanted to know like where am I going to be best suited for app wise, and I did some like research online. And I came across like this like super subreddit of some dude in like the UK who was like,
you went into the deep dark web.
Deep dark web. The dark
was the dark dating web.
Yeah.
You could find your match in there somewhere.
Oh,
she might be in a costume and may be a dude.
Yeah,
she's on Silk Road dating app.
Anyway,
that's a whole murdery thing.
You keep going.
No, yeah. So and then and like he was based in the UK, and they have like different privacy laws in terms of access to personal data. And he went down like a similar road, but it was a lot more easily accessible for him. So he just did the same thing, and just like went to all the dating apps, or at least like 3, and asked for all of his personal data, and went like a deep dive and did a bunch of like stats and different statistics about like his personal usage.
For example, what kind of data were they giving him?
Right.
First of all, okay, before going into like what they actually gave him, I would have like wanted a lot more data than they gave, but they certainly did give a lot to him at least. But for him it was like numbers exchanged, it was number of matches, time spent on the app, number of exchanges. So like things like that, I think to me are interesting. Like the number of exchanges, like the average number of exchanges before giving like numbers are exchanged.
Wait, so if they know that a phone number is exchanged within a conversation, that means they know what you're saying in your conversation.
Well, I mean, they can at least scan it from I mean, they know whether like a 7 or 10 digit number or it's different in, I guess, the UK, but yeah, and then they'll just say they'll identify that as a number.
I mean, I almost wish that they were
what if you
reading
said,
our messages.
I've had sex with 8,576
scanned.
Well, and then
that's
like,
a lot
it's a
of
number.
people.
You're like,
There you
no,
go.
that's my
they
sex
get
number.
an award, but also I wish that they would scan messages and then chime in as like a mediator and be like, "You're failing," or like, "Don't say that." Like, I wish that there was someone that would just chime in and be like,
like an Alexa, that would be like,
"Don't do that. That's bad."
Yeah, like
bad
you
dating.
enter something into like your opening line, and someone's like, "No, do you really want to say that?"
Yeah, like, I think you should reconsider.
Yeah.
that would be. It would be like a dating app Jeeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dating app Jeeves.
Remember
Love
Ask
that.
Jeeves?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
What happened to that?
I don't know.
Somewhere in Reddit.
It's called Google.
Yeah. I love Google. I'm going to date Google.
Okay, so then you should. That would be a very good match.
It's like her, but
Yeah,
just
I was going to
him.
say, it's very, 2027.
Totally.
So it's
Could be the new.
I'm going to be single till then, so it's fine.
So it's fine. We're good. That's what we're holding out for. Okay, so you decide I'm going to contact the dating apps and get this because I love this kind of shit anyway. And
Yeah, because like usually like after work, have a little drink, watch like some Netflix, and then you're just like I'm on my phone and just like doing
in my
like,
hand.
Yeah, or in this case, like I was on like Google Sheets, just like might as well like I was working on work, and I was like, well, this would be interesting to like combine everything.
Taylor, this is not everybody. Okay,
No, that's why he had to come on the show.
After work, I'm just hanging out at home on
With
Google,
my Google Sheets.
Like
I was just had it open, so I was just like,
Yeah.
and then
Is it always open? Be honest.
Probably, yeah. I'm sure there's
the
one
tab
sheet. The tab
never closes.
Yeah. There's always numbers to be crunched. No.
Yeah. Okay, so you're like, why the fuck would I wanted to know this actually? This might help.
Yeah, so like I reached out to Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. Tinder.
Are those your big three?
I don't use Tinder, but or I didn't really use Tinder, but I decided like why not reach? They have some data on me, might as well reach out. They were the only one that didn't respond.
Obviously.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're the only ones with something to hide.
I think I did ask the league once, and they laughed in my face and were like, no, but like if you pay for premium, like we'll give you some data. And I was like,
Why does it matter to them though?
yeah,
Because their app is failing. That's why they're not actually finding you love, so they don't want to tell you why that is.
So that's another great point.
That's a good point.
That's like
Thank you. Date me.
Before going on like into the data, I think that's a great point. Which like this is such a cynical and like dark view on dating apps, but like I kind of see it as like the casino where they want you to get really close to finding somebody, and like where it's like a close to like maybe like an 80% match, but like they don't. What's the incentive for them to make you make?
Yeah, they
Then
want
you get
they
off
want
the
to
damn
keep
app,
the
and what
user
happens?
on the what
They
the
want to keep
point of
you
the
paying.
app is to download it and keep your user active on the app. So now your conspiracy theory is that they will let you get so close and then they fucking maybe what if they go in and like delete
Your matches.
Yeah.
I always think people are unmatching with me, and I'm like, did I say something wrong? Like, what happened here? Am I too short?
Do you think they do that?
Am I too tan?
Who knows? Yeah. I'm, at this point, no, but like, yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So that's my theory, at least.
Okay.
I think it's a really
they've
smart
gotta
theory.
keep you on. Okay,
You should write an article about
so
this
then
with your
the
findings.
league didn't give you data because they just
They
whatever.
just want
want
me
you
to
to
pay
pay.
for it, basically.
Okay.
And
Also
then,
smart, kind of,
smart,
on their
yeah.
end.
But like, I don't use it enough. I have a lot of frustrations with the league.
Name them.
Well, their whole thing is like so transparent, at least from the guy's perspective. Like, Bumble and Tinder are different in terms of like how they lure a user in, but for the league, what they do is they have like from my personal research, it's clear they have 3 people that come up every day, like 5, right? One person is someone that liked you. So you're going to get a match in at least one of those 3. One person is going to be someone that they think you'd be a good fit for. And the other person is just like a quote unquote attractive person that they've deemed attractive based off the number of like likes that that person has
Shut your mouth.
So like every day I
Mind
see
blown.
it so transparent, like on that 3. I could, without a doubt, I could tell you who I'm going to match with and who's no shot.
Oh, this sounds like a fun drinking
Your
game.
mouth. That is so wow. Lifted the veil on that one.
The others are interesting too, but
I would have
also
never. I'm so glad you're saying this because I would have never even had the perspective to look at it that way at all ever. And you
This makes
have
me wanna know
a different
who I got
set
today.
of eyes and a different obviously way you think of things and perceive things because of what you do and what you're interested in, what you're good at. So this is fascinating.
I thought like when that came to light, I was like, oh shit! And now every time I look at it, I can't unsee
It's the
it.
same
Okay,
every time.
first guy. Okay.
Okay, what is
Into.
it?
Yeah.
His name's Josh. Ooh,
up,
Kyle, WJ. Oops, sorry. Okay. Here we go. One
No,
more.
but Jen, are you feeling like it's what Taylor said? Like
Does it
one
align?
Oh.
is one somebody.
Honestly, today, yes. Other days, I'm like, really? Can these?
No,
like,
Yeah,
you're
same.
not attracted to, but do you
Right,
think
I'm
one
never
of them
attracted
is
to
somebody that
anybody.
they think you would fit with like on paper? One of them, someone that like is attractive. And what was the first one?
I can't remember the 2 you said. So one is the one that's attractive. One is one they think that would be like a good match. Like Hinge does those same things. Like we think you guys would be good together. And then like the other one is one that likes you. That like so
one
you're
that liked
guaranteed
you.
to get like
Yeah.
something out of it.
But then there's also
I don't-
it's only one that likes you, and the 2 other ones are seat, and the odds are not in your favor.
Yeah, and you always want like the super hot,
Of course you do.
established person.
But they've also probably taken, in all actuality, how it works in real life and then translated that into the technological dating app world. Like, yeah, don't you always kind of want the fucking person who doesn't want you back? I mean, no, yes, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then they have like the whole, I mean, I can go on and on about the league because they have like the whole little thing of like the line. Do you want to like skip the line and like make this person notice you?
Oh, wait, now explain that, because when I was on the league, that wasn't a thing. So what is that?
I mean, maybe it's just only on the dude side, but basically it's like this person has like 56 people in front of you before like I will even be shown to that person.
Well, yeah, that's how they get you.
You mean like when they open the app, your picture will come up first?
Yeah, so like it won't come up until 53 days from now, and it's like,
see, look what they're doing.
that.
But
Like-
I don't want to be single for 53 more
like,
days.
I'm good.
I want to be
but
engaged.
they're making you feel like they're the ones that are going to help you with that. That's why it's like Lord of the Flies, right?
Yeah.
Like, who wants to be front of
Yes.
the line? They're talking to the 5-year-old in you with that terminology too, right? Do you want to be at the front of the line? Do you want to be the line leader? Like that's that
well,
shit
line leader.
when you're like,
those are good days.
leader.
no, but right?
Good days
They're
as
going
line
back
leader.
to that
Second
Lord
grade.
of the Flies mentality of like, you will die if you don't get to the front of the
will be
line because
single
we
and
are
die and wither away.
And we always go back to this. This show talks about dating and relationships, but do not get it twisted. We are by no stretch of the imagination saying that single equals bad.
No. In fact, for instance, I would much rather be single and having a real grand old time by myself and my dog and my friends and my personal stuff than dating a douchebag or whoever doesn't care about me that much or waste my time.
100%.
So while we're on the subject, a person in our chat room guessed the person I was supposed to go out with last night and also said that she's so out of his league, which is super nice. So thank you, Politically Right, for saying that.
That's great.
I love you,
and
long time.
Also, good. See, also, you know, the dating apps. Now we're gonna get into who gave you the data.
Yeah, so Hinge gave me the data,
Okay.
and it was just like a huge data dump. Honestly, like and it was everything I expected.
And you like Hinge, right?
I do. I think Hinge
Why?
is like. I just like that they're at least trying to be different, and in terms of, I mean, I guess they all try.
What makes them different to you?
I mean, at least their UI is completely different from.
What does that mean to the person who doesn't?
To the non-data specialists.
I guess UX user experience. It's like so.
I'm going to use different letters.
Yeah,
Maybe you'll know.
I mean, it's visually and yeah, it's experience. But in this case, like both Bumble and Tinder function on like a swipe, versus Hinge is all vertical based, and you like it or dislike it on like in a completely separate way. You
Okay.
can respond to different prompts where you have like a profile where you can say like, what is it, like 2 truths and a lie? You can
I
say,
hate
like,
that, by the
what
way.
your-
Is that in your profile?
Yeah.
No, you can't start things off with a lie. And why do I have to work for that?
Well, I think it's like just
I would say
trying
it's probably
to
one of the more responded to things.
I'm
on,
sure.
getting
but
a
it's
conversation
annoying.
started about like I
It's just
want to
something
know
talk
more about you.
Yeah, and like your childhood crush and like other things you can engage
Fine,
with.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Actually, I've had a lot of people that I've come across that say Punky Brewster, and I grew up being called Punky. My dad called me Punky until he died, literally, was
Yeah.
like, Punky B. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's me, Punky Brewster.
I loved Punky Brewster.
When can I outgrow that? Oh, never, because now men want to date her, so I'll be it.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Soleil
I'm
Moon
her.
Fry. Hey,
The time is
Soleil
now.
Moon Fry.
It's a cool name if you ask
I
me.
mean, it's all right.
Surprising, really, is what it is.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so
Anyway,
Hinge gave you the
Hinge.
data.
And I started off I started like going in and like actually working like using it, but I realized it's just like way too much. Like I didn't.
What did they provide you with?
Yeah.
Like a lot of things that we talked about. So it was like the number of exchanges, the
Yeah.
number of matches, time spent on the app, the number of numbers exchanged. Were the only ones that the other ones that were like number of times you were like reported and all this and like
That's good to know. How many times were you reported?
thank God 0.
So I was gonna be like, what the fuck?
Listen, you
I feel
never
like-
know. Dick pics
Yeah.
run rampant.
Wow, you
Yeah.
think that's how you think of me, Jen?
Not
After all this-
you, but the people out
No,
there.
but I mean,
may
yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
you never
commit
know,
that
but
crime.
Yeah.
For sure. And like a ton of other stuff that I started opening it. I started like going into it, and I was like,
Even to you, it was like, this is too much.
Yeah, I just
You're like,
realized
I can't
it wasn't.
unsee this data.
I
can't see
wonder
this.
what the statistics are on people asking for data.
Yeah, well, just the way that they gave me the data, it was clear-
90% nerd.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Exactly, because like the only way that, and like I guess a layman like who asks for their data and like gets it, like they're gonna be like, what the fuck do I do with this? Because they don't give it to you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
then what did you find most useful that you think like a layman, for example, would be useful to them?
Basically, I think going back to like matches, I just did like a small sample size of 300. I'm just looking at your face, just like cringing. Yeah, like 300
A
people.
small sample size.
Yeah, 300 like matches to see and looked at those specific metrics, the number of like who initiated the chat, who started the conversation.
Okay.
Do you find that if you start the conversation, it is any different than like your success rate is better if you started versus the female starts it, or the other way?
So I did look at it both in that way, in that lens, and I found it was like pretty much the same. Like
Because it doesn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. Oh. It does not.
It does not, because we go back to this theory of like who can you blame, and the whole what we as women can only speak for women, but we have girlfriends that'll be like, well, it's because you texted him back too fast, or you shouldn't have slept with him after that amount
This
of
is
time.
our own form of data, like.
And I think that's bullshit, because I think it would be lovely if we could really control other people by how fast we were texting back or when we decided to sleep with them. Because guess what? I would be a fucking millionaire if I'm like, it's this amount of time.
It's this
equals
formula.
this.
It's this algorithm for
no-
success.
Everyone's different, and I was like joking with a friend a while ago. This is the corniest thing, but I said textpectations.
Oh.
Which is I definitely didn't coin that, but like.
Oh damn! I
maybe
was gonna
did.
say you heard it here
I
first.
hadn't
wish.
heard it
But you
before.
did not.
But basically, just like it just goes to like what are people's texting habits? Like, are they responding at a certain way? Is it, and like that's when you know when that changes. Like I was like seeing a girl, and she was like she would delay, like she never responded quickly, and I just knew that. But when she did, it would be like long ass text messages and whatever. So like I was all right, cool. That's what to expect in these conversations.
Sure.
The moment that changes, I was like, shit's like something's up.
Inconsistency is
with
key.
anything.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
temperature change in any situation,
Yeah.
whether it's in communication or sex or texting or whatever it is, like clearly pay attention to that. Take a social cue and understand what that might mean. But before you make your own assumptions, how about you communicate about
How
it?
about just ask?
Yeah.
Okay, so you liked getting the data about who initiated the conversation, but you feel like it didn't really matter.
Ultimately, no. I mean,
Okay.
it didn't really do much. I looked at the number of exchanges that happened. So I looked at 300 people. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the number.
Wait, can you believe that of 300 people that you've seen and potentially matched with?
Yeah.
Because these were all matches, right? Not just people you
Yeah.
swiped on.
Yeah.
300 matches. Not one of them amounted to a relationship.
Yeah.
300
But
people.
over how-
like when
but
people
over
say
what-
kissing a lot of frogs, like then it's so
But-
different now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
But this
300
is way
individuals.
more, it's like way more quick. Like you can match
like a
with
game.
someone and
Yeah.
then never even talk
like a
about
flashcard.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Some of those people are just like, I mean, there's just different. That's the other problem, like that, in my opinion, that are with apps. It's just like there's just so many different. No matter what type of app there is, whether it's Tinder, Hinge, or Match.com, like everyone's targeting like a certain type of people. We want people that are focused on relationships, or if like Tinder, we're focused
The
on people that
league
want
is
hookups.
job
Yeah, everyone
stuff.
has their thing, but the reality is like most people will have more than one app, and there are different, people want different things. There are some people that like are on Raya who like don't really care to do anything like or even talk to people. Like all they want to do is like, let's see how many like hot people I see and famous people I recognize. you know?
Totally.
And that's just like, a voyeuristic, position towards app, and that's seen across all apps.
And people can date like that in real life too. Like they
Yeah.
just want to see how many people they can collect,
How
and
many
they're not.
numbers can I get?
It's almost like social media in the sense that people post something for the validation of the likes.
That's the other thing. Is like people want
Yes.
to see how like stack up those matches. Like they have no intention of actually seeing them in person or like even initiating a conversation.
And it's not the dating app's fault. This is just a different way for this human nature type thing to manifest
so
itself.
humans,
exactly.
300 humans suck.
50 years ago, it would have been. It looked different, but it would be the same fucking psychological.
Yeah,
statement.
exactly. But the other thing is,
I want
Jen,
an arranged marriage. I think I'm into that
Listen,
now.
fine.
there you go. It's out there for you.
There should be an app for that, like where your family
sure there
contributes
is.
Sure there is.
and
Yeah.
says like, oh, I think that a setup actually is probably trying to be an arranged
Close.
marriage, but it didn't work out, so no, wasn't arranged.
Could work for some people. Okay, so you were paying attention to how many exchanges happened until then. What did you find until you got off the app, till they turned into a date?
Yeah, so like I finished like as far as like the end, quote unquote, was like a first date. That's what I like signified as like the end of the process.
How many
The end of the app.
How many of the 300 fucking people turned into a date?
And this is just a sample size, not even all of them.
Small sample size, but I'm sure it holds true. It was 0.4%.
Over how long was the 300 people? Over what time frame?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
That's about as
but,
Italian as you are, that percentage.
You know what? Go fuck yourself.
Bye.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But that's, to me, that's like, it's a sad little number right there.
But
like,
what do you now glean from all this and put into practice? Because you've got all this data. Was it just for shits and gigs, or was it now?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. How does your app? How does your profile look different? How are you now different
What do you
on the
apply?
apps?
Yeah. Well, the other thing to look at before talking about that is like who was the deciding factor into like stopping the conversation? Like was it me, or was it like did
who
I
let
just
it
not,
die?
like I could have easily, like there were opportunities
Did you
to like,
have
go on
that
dates.
data?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was close to 70% me being like, I'm good.
No.
Yeah.
Taylor.
It was like
Taylor.
66%.
So then hold on,
But
though.
like,
What if you missed out
Small
on some
sample
good
size.
people?
No, hold on. He didn't,
True.
though. But moreover, less than that, but moreover, did you think to yourself, maybe I don't really want to be in a relationship that bad?
Well, I've been on a fair few of dates, and like enough to be like at least at a certain point, I just like I don't need to go out on a like unless I know like what I'm looking for, and
Sure.
I don't need
That's
to
fair.
like ask somebody out just for the sake, because like that's the next step. Like if it was like cool talking to them, but like it's clear that like I wouldn't like our values aren't the same, or like the conversation wasn't quite there, then it's like I don't want to waste
this is different
anyone's
than
time.
this. Like the analytics of this are different than real life, because it's not like you walk into a bar and there's a line of 75 people that you can just go nope.
Not unless
yes,
you're dating.
right? Like no, but I'm just saying. So you are now going to have a lot more mismatches than you would
For sure.
without the
Well,
app,
just-
because of
it's
the
a numbers
nature
game.
of
Yeah.
But okay, so going back to all of the things. So you say that okay, there's a number that goes along with like an exchange of phone number, and then you get off the app. So now let's just say you don't get off the app, but all you've got is your text message convo with this person. What if they're bad at texting? I happen to be not good at texting. I'm very busy.
I wouldn't like.
How am I going to text? And I'm also not funny over text unless I know you.
Yeah, but like at that point, like it's pretty like you have the opportunity of asking that person out. Like both parties do, and if you've gotten that far, it's likely that that date is going to happen. And that I think it comes down to timing. Like if you're busy, I also think that like once you get that number, like set up the date quickly, because there like life happens, other matches happen,
agree.
and like. You're just not. You're
have
not
a
gonna
sense
go,
of urgency.
Right.
Yeah,
Otherwise you
yeah.
lose like
Otherwise-
momentum.
And then
if
you can't kick it back up.
You
like
can't
2
kick
weeks
it
later
back
and
up.
be like, yo.
And also pay attention to what that means for you. If you don't have a sense of urgency to get this date happening, then there's whatever reason. Maybe you're just too busy, you're not that interested, it's not a good time for you. All of those things, one of those things, whatever it is, pay attention to that too, and try not to like force the issue or blame it on something. It's just, it is what it is. Like, move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you believe in phone calls before a date, or you just get like from text to date?
I've called before, like, but I don't do that like regularly, I would say.
I have a new practice that I will move from the app, and this is my strategy. They'll say, oh, like, what's your week look like? Which is my least favorite question ever, because like, do you want to know what I'm doing every minute, or do you want to know when I'm free? Ask me when I'm free, and I'll give you a direct answer. But anyway, they're all still learning. It's fine.
Take note, Taylor.
Yes, and the people listening and watching, because you're doing it wrong. So I always say, well, why don't you give me a call and we'll figure something out?
Love that.
Yeah, because then I can hear their lisp over the phone, and then
That's
not
what we're
go
looking
out
for.
with them.
But you know what? But you know though that the things that you don't like about somebody, or you think you're not going to like about somebody, when you get to know them and the chemistry happens, which you have no control over, it's just kind of this like unspoken thing that just magically appears. Those things like
Exactly.
that,
Magic.
those things then become cute.
Yeah.
Could.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Oh, they
could.
do?
Yeah.
so try to pay attention. Over the phone, your audible sense is only being stimulated. So try not to like weigh everything on like, oh, the person's voice sound like, I thought I liked a certain sounding voice until
True.
a certain type of guy that maybe doesn't have a white skin.
different color scheme than one would think.
And now I'm engaged to somebody who's very white and maybe / pink and Irish. And
is he pink?
A little.
Oh no, that's cute.
No, he's not pink. He's just
a cute guy.
Real white. He tried to tell me the other day that I was more pale than him. And he made me show him my upper thigh, and I was tanner because I'm fucking Italian.
And you use tanning lotion. Same here, but I didn't do a good job on my hands, so I look like Michael Jackson. Okay,
Jen.
that's true. Yes, you are Italian, and I look like Michael Jackson, who did a really bad bleach job on my hands. Although I tried to get tan because I was supposed to have dates this week when I got back from Miami, and they were all like, "Oh, you're gonna come back so tan. I need to work on my tan this weekend before you get back." I'm like, "No, you need to work on a lot more than that." He did say that. He also needs to work on just a lot of other things. I want to bring back something about. Right back where we started, about this age-old importance of time.
Yeah.
So when you don't respond to somebody who you might have said date with, we were talking about how rude that is and just poor form, like as an individual human being. So not only is the setup
I just
part
tried
of
to
it,
pick up mochi.
Not having none of it.
Not excited.
Not into that.
Not into the timing of my picking up.
Exactly. So so not only is it rude to the setupper, that middleman person who was so kind to put you in a good light and recommends you highly with 5 stars.
5 stars.
So not only is it rude to them, but somebody else's time that could be spent on a number of other things.
Sure.
You screwed up because you occupied that time slot in their calendar, which I put it in. Maybe his broke. I don't know, guys. I have no idea what happened to him. Maybe he died. I don't know. But either way, ruined my time because I could have made plans with any other individual.
Well,
that's
so
breathing.
it's to pay attention to the fact that you're now involved in someone's life, even if it's a very small way, and everyone's time is valuable. And this is, I
Time
think,
spent on the app, for
smart of
instance.
you, Taylor, to dive deeper into what's behind, and for you, this is what makes sense for you. For me, that receiving this data would have been like kind of overwhelming, and it wouldn't have landed the same. But for you, that shows that you're putting when you're on the app and you're putting your time into it, you're really there because you're wanting to be there.
Wait, do you want a relationship out of this, or are you passing time?
Well, I do want a relationship. Do I think I'm going to find on the app? No. I mean, data says no.
But you're
it's not going to happen.
But why do you think the data says it's not going to happen?
Why do you think you're not finding success? You personally.
I just feel like I don't know, maybe I'm jaded after like being on these apps for as long as I have.
That's what I was going to say.
And like now and like scarred from like, even though I say that they're like negative experiences, like I've talked to like not my girlfriends, but like friends that are girls that about their actual horror stories. Those are horror stories. Mine are just like awkward dates.
Yeah.
Like I think that distinction needs to be
maybe your
made.
threshold for awkward is different than other people's.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I was convinced one day you went out with somebody that was going to steal your kidneys, and you were like, "Nah, totally fine."
Yeah, well, that's because she said like, we'll come over to my place and we'll walk over to the bar, and Jen was like, "I think she might take your kidney." Because
this was their first date, and also she didn't even wait for him to like do the man job. She was just like,
"What's the man job?"
You're supposed to plan.
It's 2019 though. Right?
What?
It's 2019.
It's 2019.
Yeah, there could be.
Oh, hashtag
but
me
also,
too.
like,
I'm
but
just saying.
also, you do have to, yes, gender roles are a real thing, but also, I think that, and you're not doing this, this is,
She was going to steal a kidney.
I'm segueing into women putting way too much, this is not what you were doing, but it's a piggybacking thought. Women putting too much, confusing gender roles with like the man is supposed to make all these extra efforts but you're not even at that point yet.
Yeah.
Like this is a stranger to you, so this guy should not be going like rolling out the red fucking carpet and doing. I'm not saying don't make an effort or make someone feel good, but like pay attention to the level that you're at and like what that effort should. Because if some dude came on really fucking strong and did all those things, you'd be like,
exactly.
well,
You gotta read the room.
I felt she came on really strong, and it was like odd how strong. That's why I felt you may have one less kidney. How many kidneys do people have? One, right? Two.
Jen.
But one liver. I'm sorry. I was just getting confused. I'm sorry.
Two kidneys.
You're intact.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Thank God.
I wanted proof of life, but I bothered him the next day.
Okay,
not that
now
night.
for the deets.
Real quick, because you have all this,
Yeah.
do you feel like this data jaded you a little bit?
No, I think it
And you're
like
not-
grounded me, if anything.
Oh,
Like,
really? And
yeah,
you're not
I mean,
judgy
Lowered
when
your
you're on the apps
expectations now?
no, more than anything, it just changed my attitude towards the apps.
Like you take it less personally, probably, if things don't.
Yeah, like not even like personally. It's just like I see it as the apps are like a way of meeting people, not like the primary way, but a way of meeting people. Like while I'm at work and like I'm just like have some downtime, just a couple swipes away.
Use it
like,
to your
why not?
advantage that you can see a bunch of people in
They're
a short
listening.
amount
Yeah, I
of
know.
time. And then also when you're out at a bar, if you want, be open. Or
Yeah.
when you're push yourself out of your comfort zone to go do something that you wouldn't normally do, because if you're trying to meet somebody, or maybe you just do it because you want to fucking do it and it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. Like
Exactly. So like that's what I came out. That's what I got out of it. Like looking at the data, seeing like this is clearly these areas. Like I just like some people, like I have friends, they crush it on like creating their profile and like being super witty.
But your
on,
profile is good. I
you.
had to
Appreciate
verify
that.
because I was like, something is awry because you
Well,
seem
to be
normal
fair,
and you're
I did
not
have,
in a relationship.
I did
Although
have some help.
Me too.
I did have some help. Like someone was like trying to set me up with someone that was like, let me see your dating profile. She looked at my Bumble and it was like 3 or 4 in the morning and we're at like an after party at my friend's place. She looked at it, she's like, these pictures gotta go. Like we did like, she was like, we're doing a reshoot. Like I was like, what do you mean? Like pulled clothes out of her boyfriend's closet and like
Okay.
and did this
That's
whole
a good
thing.
friend.
that's
Good
nice,
friend.
but it's also one person's opinion.
Yeah, and to
But
be fair, she
I think it
improved
helped, probably.
one. Yeah, she improved quite a bit.
I saw it. His
yeah.
profile, I wanted
Shout out
it to
to
be bad
Kelsey.
just for the
Yeah.
sake of making fun of him. It was good.
Yeah.
One important fact before we wrap that you feel like you need to tell the listeners. Like
Yeah.
this one thing I really feel like you need to know from my research.
I would say that to like take advantage of like real life experiences, because I feel like people are saying like if like there's a cute girl or cute guy you see and you like there's some kind of connection or somebody you know in a friend of a friend, whatever it is, like if you I think I'd recommend pursuing that in real life rather than having the thought of like, oh, like, you know what, I'll like meet somebody on the apps instead. Like I want to save myself like the public humiliation. Like just fuck it, like just go and like that is somebody you know you're interested in. You don't have to like go through the same conversations over and over again. You can just pursue like directly and like
The old-timey way?
Yeah, the old-timey way, and like instantly know like it's like it sucks at first because like that's what I got out of seeing that data, and like I was immediately was like, all right, I gotta pull my head out of my ass and like actually ask this person out, and
Yes.
that's what I did.
So it prompts you to get your head out of your app, or when
Love.
you're not
Love
on
that.
your phone
Love that.
in real life,
Yeah.
pay attention to what's in front of you. Be in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Be
it.
in the moment.
Yay! Oh my
Yay.
God, this is really so fascinating. Thank you for sharing with us
Yeah,
because
thanks for
I
having
don't
me.
know anybody that's ever done this, and I think
No,
now,
he's
guys,
a unicorn in that way.
listen, ask
Date him,
ask
single.
the dating apps for your data and share it with someone who might be able to translate for you or just take a look at it. It could help.
Call Taylor.
It could
Yeah.
help.
He'll
Call
make you a
Taylor.
spreadsheet.
For sure.
If people want to contact you and ask you questions, where can they find you?
Yeah, Instagram
Or if they
is-
want to date you?
Yeah, all of those can be done. Taylor.wise is my Instagram. So
Love it. Oh my God, thanks
do
so
it.
much.
And Lauren, where can people find you that's not Italy?
Not Jen and notitaly.com. Just kidding. That's at Lauren Leonelli on all the social medias.
And you can follow me at Jennifer Golden on all the social media platforms and on all the dating apps.
And don't forget to follow us at Complicated Show on all the social medias as well. And tune in next week for our all new show that we're going to bring to you with another drink and some more dating fun. All right, we'll see you next week. Love you long time.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.